Hi YouTube, it's Laura. We're here for day 4, and this is already where I'm at. To be fair, I did film a video today that is going to be one of my first attempts at editing, so it's only half of a video. I spent a lot of time doing that, and so now I still wanted to make sure that I came up with some content. So this is just, here we are. It is currently about 10:20 at night. Usually I am in bed, well, maybe not yet, maybe not in bed yet, but I'm typically definitely done with work-related things by 7 o'clock at night. We have dinner, we watch some TV, I do the dishes, I feed the cats, we go to bed. My boyfriend is out of town today, so I'm taking advantage of the evening on my own and doing a little overtime. I'm going to make this video. I'm going to do some listings, and that's actually what I'm going to do with you, is write up some listings. That sounds really mundane, and it is, but if you guys are anything like me, you don't always have an easy time writing your listings. So I'm going to kind of go through some of these things and some of my struggles. This is not normally the way that I do my listings, but this is actually probably a better setup than I normally have. I have this little makeshift table. It's actually an old ironing board. I usually am sitting on my bed. I do have kind of a desk. I have a shipping station where I used to list, but it wasn't super comfortable. So now I just sit on my bed, which is also not super comfortable. So this is kind of like the upgraded version, all right? And one of the things that I need for listing is I've discovered that I really like to have the clothing item with me when I list. I have thought in the past about, and I have tried in the past, sort of doing photos, taking measurements, sort of laid out on a table, writing them down, bagging things up, and then doing the listing. But I really like to be able to sort of deal with the item itself when I'm doing my listing. Even if I have photos already, I still want to see the item itself. I can work with photos sometimes. It just works out better for me. So the first thing that I am going to be working on is this purple lace dress. So I am going to be using an older Etsy, not older, but a sold Etsy listing of a similar item as my starting off point. It was another 90s lace sort of, maxi dress. A lot of the elements are different, but sometimes it just makes me feel like I've got a good little jump start on it. So I'm going to start off with that. I'm going to be editing my listing. I am going with, let's see, vintage lace dress, 90s. This old listing says 90s Victorian style with high neck and flutter sleeves, which is not what we have going on here. I did start altering this already. So let's see. This dress has a scoop neck, and I think it's midi length. I don't know if you guys do that. I am always like, let's see, midi, yes, that is a midi length. The number of times that I have to hold something up to my body to determine what it is, even if it's not even remotely my size, that's usually how it works. Also, my reading glasses. So let's see. Vintage lace midi dress, 80s, 90s, sheer lace with sweetheart neck and a waist tie. This does have more of a, you can see it's got the V-neck, but it's kind of this shape going on here. These are actually faux buttons. It does not button. So that's sheer lace dress, sweetheart neck, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go back up and fix my title. Again, I've copied an old listing, 90s Victorian style. Let's see, 90s sheer lace dress, midi dress. Sometimes starting with an existing thing is not useful for me. Sweetheart neckline and long sleeves, not flutter sleeves. This says corset tie back. I'm going to change it to waist tie and remove back. Let's see, not a maxi, take that out, and I don't actually know what size this is. Let's see, to determine, I mean, obviously I'll do all the measurements, but for a quickie, what size are we? I do the bust. This is, wow. This is 34-inch bust. I really thought this was a little bigger. I'm going to, this is stretch lace. So even though the bust measures, oh no, it's been, sorry. Bust measures 34. That's usually about an extra small. I'm going to call it extra small to small in the title. I always estimate my sizes. This dress has no tags in it, so it doesn't have a size marked. I always put the size estimate. I mean, on Etsy, you have to select a size. I think, right? No, size is optional. I always put sizes. So, and I use the Anthropologie size chart for most clothing. I have a hard time with plus size clothing size charts because Lane Bryant has like multiple size charts and they're hard to reference. I do use one from Torrid, but I feel like that's a little bit more vanity. I mean, they have a pretty good size chart, so I do use that, but I think that Torrid sizes measure slightly smaller than like a Lane Bryant size, but that's kind of what I use, and I always have some disclaimers about sizing. So I'm going to call this extra small to small in the title. In the actual drop down selection for size, I'm going to put extra small. I called the color purple and red. It's really wine. I mean, it's, you know, I guess more purple than anything. Let's see. Sweetheart, A-line, midline, All right. Vintage lace midi dress, 80s, 90s, sheer lace dress with sweetheart neck and waist tie, size extra small to small. Gorgeous vintage dress, grunge style, lace dress with long sleeves and a pretty tie to cinch in the waist. This stretch lace dress has plastic crystal bead buttons down the front for decoration, but I don't really decoration for, let's see. See? You guys do this, right? You sit here and you're like, what's the word? Why not decoration? But when you're by yourself and not talking to a video, you don't have to fill up the noise. Fill up the silence. Let's see. Plastic crystal bead buttons down the front. I don't want to call them faux because that sounds awkward. Faux plastic crystal bead buttons. They're real plastic. It's just, let's see, faux buttons. Plastic crystal bead buttons. Stretch lace dress has decorative plastic crystal bead buttons down the front, and a wide tie at the waist to wide sash at the waist, which ties into a bow at the back. All right, let me read that back again because you're not tired of hearing it yet. Gorgeous vintage dress, grunge style lace dress. This is a gorgeous vintage dress, grunge style lace dress. Yeah, fine. Sounds redundant, but grunge style lace midi with long sleeves and a pretty tie to cinch in the waist. The stretch lace dress has decorative plastic crystal bead buttons down the front and a wide sash at the waist, which ties into a bow at the back. The sweetheart style neckline dips to a modest V neck Dress is so pretty and feminine. It's in beautiful condition. So I have a bunch of stuff in here about it being a good casual wedding dress, but the last dress that I'm copying the listing for was an off-white dress, so I'm going to take most of that out. This dress, I hate using the word dress so many times, but I'm going to take that out. This was intended to be worn over a slip. This was intended to be worn over a slip, but there was no slip with it when I found it. Oh, pair it with an ivory colored slip. Okay, so here's some styling tips in here. Let's see. Pair it with, let's go with pink. Pair it with a pink colored slip and some sandals for a dressy look. So sometimes you're writing things and you're just like, let me just put some, see how, this is taking way too long. Jesus, how do I get any work done ever? Okay, pair it with a pink colored slip and some sandals for a dress, Jesus. Instead of dressy look, we're gonna say garden party for a cottagecore. Pink colored slip and some sandals for a cottagecore look, or wear it over black leggings and a black tank with combat boots and a leather jacket if you want to go a bit more grunge. There are 1,000 ways to style it in between as well. Let's see, more stuff about the higher neckline, which we will remove. Flutter sleeves, cinch waist. Okay, the buttons are decorative only and do not buttons are decorative only. This dress slips on over the head, and there are no closures, but you can tie the waist to define it more. I realize this is very redundant. I've talked about decorative buttons more than once. As you know, people don't always read descriptions, and also writing all of this descriptive bullshit allows me to use more keywords without just dumping keywords into a description. So, all right, now I talk about a zipper down the back, which this does not have. Tags, okay. There are no tags in this any longer. I'm sure there were at one time. Any longer, but the lace is probably nylon, maybe polyester. I'm going to leave that in there because that's sort of what the fabric feels like. I like to give an estimate of the fabric content. The size is also not marked, obviously, but based on measurements, I would say this is a modern woman's extra small. Because the lace has some nice stretch to it, it can fit a size small easily, and even a size medium, depending on how comfortable you are with a more fitted dress. For best fit, please compare the measurements below to your own or to the size chart of a brand that fits you well. So I always do that. I put in a letter size estimate, small, medium, large, and then I put the measurements in there. People don't know their measurements most of the time. For some items, I will also say, like, this might, this fits a woman's size small or 6, not all the time, but sometimes I do that. All right, so let's get the actual measurements in here. So I said the bust was 32. Because this is stretchy, I'm going to do the range. So 34 to, 42 pretty easily. Actually, bust 34 to 42. Okay. Waist. How big is our waist? Uncinched. Let's see. 31. 31-inch uncinched. Stretches 2. Let's see. I'm gonna say 40. Doesn't really want to go a whole lot more than that without being super stressed. All right. Hips probably free. Here's the other thing. I never know exactly where hips are on items. I always have to hold it up to myself to figure it out. Hips. I'm going to do a video about measurements and sizing one day. Hold on, but I'm going to tell you an interesting point about hips in a moment. 42 to 48. Let's see, hips 42 to 48. 42 to 48. When you measure around your hips, you are supposed to measure around the widest part of your hips. I think many people measure around their hip bones, and I believe that probably this is the widest part of the hip for most women. It certainly is. Sorry, my pants are whatever, you know, it's like 10:30 at night. For me, this is the widest part. So sort of right around where the top of your leg creases when you sit. You know, I've shimmied a tape measure around to actually find the biggest part of my hips. And when I shop for pants especially, that's the measurement I go by, because a waist measurement is useless if it's not going to fit on my hips. The hips are the bigger part. So that's always a very important measurement, in my opinion, for pants especially. And that's where I figure that out. All right, so hips. Let's go back to measuring this stupid dress. I have 7 billion measurements in here. Across the shoulders, let's see, 15.5. I don't know that all of these measurements are necessarily required, but I have the thing out and I'm doing measurements. So shoulder to hem, and on this one I'm gonna have to add in sleeve measurements. Oh, this has shoulder pads that I probably should measure too. It's 10:35. I started this video at like 10:18. And my God. All right, 48 inches. And while I'm here, this is why I need to have the item in my hands. So the length is 48 inches. The sweep of the dress is sort of how wide around it goes. So I'm going to get that because, you know, this doesn't have a very wide sweep. Honestly, the other one that I copied the listing for had a pretty generous circumference. I just go across and kind of double that for this measurement. It's pretty general. 41, so 82 inches around. 82 inches around, and the sleeve length. I do armpit to cuff for my sleeve lengths because not all garments have actual shoulder seams, and sometimes the seam starts here or here. I feel like armpit to cuff is just a more reliable measurement. I've never, I don't want to say never, I've had very infrequent questions for this outer measurement. Usually it's on something a little bit more structured. All right, shoulder pads I have to add in there, and there's a couple of little pulls. I haven't taken photos of these yet, so usually when I'm taking photographs, that's when I'm going to see more of the flaws. I haven't necessarily always seen them. You know, when I purchase something, I obviously look, but I miss things. These have some pulls, but I think I'm going to be able to pull them through. So I'm actually not going to enter it because I can pull all of these back through and but I do have to mention that it has shoulder, I mean I don't have to mention that it has shoulder pads, but I ought to. And they can come out pretty easily if needed. They can't be put back in, they are tacked in. All right, so let's mention this. We're over slips, well, this has shoulder pads in it, but they can be snipped out quite easily if you do not like the look of them. All right, and this has no stains or holes and is in beautiful condition. Now, when I go to photograph this, I'm going to photograph it on a mannequin and I will model it myself. Both of those times give me opportunity to notice any more potential flaws, which sometimes I do. And then of course, when I ultimately fold it up to put it away is another time. So if I come across flaws, I go back and enter it into the listing. But there we are with that. Waist tie. All right, cool. That one's done. It only took 74 years. No, it's not done. I gotta write the keywords. All right, hold on. This is on Etsy. There's keywords, but I might have some of them done already. Grunge style, lace dress, Victorian style. I might take out sheer lace dress. High neck dress is coming out. Corset lace top comes out. 90s lace dress. Flutter sleeves, no. Casual wedding, no. Vintage maxi, no. Lace maxi, no. Plus size, no. Plus size, no. All right, so lace midi. I said grunge style. Lace, oh, witchy. Witchy lace dress. I think it's a little witchy. Let's see. Emo dress. Right? I don't fucking know. Goth dress, wine colored dress, lace midi dress, vintage midi dress. Ways so repetitive, but I get 13 keywords, so we're gonna try and use them. No, we're not. That's it. I'm not torturing us any further. All right, so I'm pricing this at $79, which includes the shipping in the US on Etsy. Because I'm doing free shipping, I put the weight in, I have it in as a pound. I feel like I should put it at 2. I have my calculated shipping set to do parcel select. So if it is under a pound, because I don't feel like weighing it, then I can just ship it first class, or, you know, priority if I feel like it. I do the calculated because that also allows for international sales. So, all right. This is my next piece, which we're also going to put on Etsy. So this is obviously a vintage nightgown. Let's see, who is this? It's a size large. So I'm going to search for a nightgown listing to copy. And I actually think I have a good one. Draft, let's see. I just was looking through my sold out listings earlier and I saw an old slip that would match well with this. Not that one. And sometimes it feels easier to just start from scratch, but oh, there it is. Okay. Let me see, no, I want to cancel that. I need to copy it. I do feel like my descriptions can be a little bit long, and I am probably going to experiment one day with just like super basic descriptions, but it's really difficult for me to do that. It just feels incomplete to me when I write, like, I don't know, I get carried away maybe. All right, so I copied an Etsy listing, deleted the excess photos. I leave one because you have to have a photo to save it as a draft. Let's see, vintage negligee, silky slip nightgown, sheer lace panels, 1970s, size small, icy mint green, figure flattering. So it's a little disjointed. This is an older listing. Vintage turquoise negligee, 1970s. 1970s silky slip nightgown with sheer lace panels. So let me just make sure that I've got my, yeah, oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so we'll stay with sheer lace panels. Take all this out, figure flattering gown, which it is, but my title's a little stupid at this point with sweeping skirt. Oh my God. All right, sheer lace panels. Size large, that's fine. Vintage turquoise negligee, 1970s, silky slip, ooh, not silky slip, we're gonna do silky nylon nightgown with sheer lace panels. Vintage slip dress, size large. It's not technically a slip dress, but I am telling you, I would be able to wear this as a dress somehow. You layer it up with some other stuff. I know other people do the same. It's gorgeous. Why would you not find a way to wear that out in public? Because it's amazing. Okay, so the size is large, which is marked on the slip, so that helps. Primary color, I'm going to go with blue, and then secondary color, I'll do green because they don't have turquoise or aqua. So there we are. Okay. Back to the, all right. Vintage turquoise negligee. I don't know if this is really a fit and flare, which is what I have the other one at. Kind of. Yeah, I'll leave that. 1970s fit and flare nightgown with sheer lace panels, sheer lace waist panels, and spaghetti straps. Size large. Now this slip, what is this thing? Does not have a brand name on it, but it does have the RN. So I'm going to look that up. It does have a union tag also. 100% nylon. Let's see. 14336. What? It didn't come up. 14335. Maybe that's why. That did not come up either. What am I doing here? No, it is 14336. That's really odd. Try this one more time, and then we will have to 1, 4. Can't believe that came up with nothing. I believe that the RN database did not actually get put online until sometime in the 90s, so chances are this RN was no longer in use by the time they put the database up. I believe that's why that happens. Midnight Romance came up in an online Google search, so that's what we are going to go with. All right, vintage turquoise negligee, 1970s fit and flare nightgown with sheer lace waist panels and spaghetti straps, size large. Gorgeous silky nylon negligee made by, what did I just say? I've already forgotten. Made by Midnight Romance. in the 1970s. This beautiful nightgown is, beautiful nightgown is perfect for your sexy time. I don't know. This is the kind of shit that God bless America. All right. For wearing while lounging at home, because that's what we all wear when we're lounging at home in all of my listings, for sure. All right, well, lounging at home while spending a sexy night with a partner, or even layered with other slips to be worn as a dress. Stunning and very flattering beauty is marked size large. Gotta change that. Let's see. Mint green with mint and cream lace panels. We have to change mint. Let's see. Vibrant aqua colored nylon with matching lace panels at the waist and top of the bust. Finished off with a lovely sweeping skirt. So many of these descriptions probably make me cringe later on. These lights are making me sweat. Okay. The tag reads size large. Measurements are, okay, so I often will say what the tag reads and then what I think the modern size equivalent is. So, sweaty, sweaty, sweaty Betty. This thing is so unwieldy. Tag is marked size large. Ooh, let's see. The waist on this is 26 inches to about 34. It's very stretchy. The bust, 32 to 38. All right. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that it's marked size large, but that it measures more like a modern size medium. When I photograph this, I'm going to do it on the mannequin and model it. I'm a size small. It'll give me a better idea of how, you know, if it's like just a little bit loose, I can probably say that it's, you know, a medium. You can stretch stuff when you're measuring it, but it doesn't always give you the most accurate. This really doesn't stretch a whole lot in the bust though. Yeah, like I feel like this is really more of a medium. We'll see. We'll play around with it. So for now, I'm going to say it fits more like a size medium. Okay, so the tag reads size large, but in my opinion, this fits more like a modern size medium. Maybe too restrictive in the bust on a size large. For best fit, compare the measurements below to your own or to the size chart of a brand that fits you well. Let's see. So let me get these measurements again. All right, so the bust, 36 to 40 max. I'm not super confident in that 40-inch measurement. Oh, there, wait, yeah, there we go. Well, this is a little open in the back, which makes it kind of variable also. All right, we're gonna try and solve this right now. This is not the best way to do this because I am not wearing a bra at the moment, and I'm pretty small in the upstairs region to begin with, and then you take the bra off, it just all structure is gone. But let's see, I have a mirror behind you, you can't see it. Well, yeah, I mean, so, you know, I'm gonna say, here, I don't know if you can see that. This is me without anything, you know, maybe large. And I'm just gonna, yeah. See, this is fucking hot, man. This is, I mean, hot like sexy hot. Like, this is cool. Beautiful. So glad I picked this up. All right. So I think that the 40-inch measurement can stand, and we'll just verify when we have a bra on and the mannequin and all of that, just to be super extra positive. Let's see. Lingerie, especially nylon, is nice and stretchy anyway, so that's always helpful. So back to this waist. All right. I do not have good surfaces to measure things on either, and you do want to keep them flat to measure. Let's see, all right, so 26. Oh my God, I am doing this quite poorly also because of the pressure of not wanting to spend stupid amounts of time straightening out a garment to get the waist measurement correctly while you guys watch. It's fucking boring. All right. 28, 34. We're gonna go at 28 to 34. It's stretchy. I also don't ever put in the full amount of stretch. Like if it could stretch to 38, I don't necessarily do that because, you know, you want it to be comfortable, not, you know, ripping at the seams. All right, the hips on this are pretty free. Let's see. I'm going to put in a measurement. Do you guys like end your viewing of this already? It's okay. We're not doing this to be perfect. We are doing this to get in the habit of doing YouTube videos again. All right, 42 to 50. So I'm gonna say that hips are large. Now I'm gonna put 42. I kind of want to say that hips are free, but if it's really a size large, then probably 42 inches is a little more likely. I can't refer to my size chart at the moment because it's on my phone, and I'm recording this on my phone, but usually I would look back at the size chart just to verify. Sometimes I've got some of the measurements kind of memorized by now, but honestly, not as many as I should. Especially when it comes to hips. I tend to be a little bit more reliable with bust measurements for women's sizing. For men's clothes, I use a J. Crew size chart or Banana Republic usually. 52-inch sweep, 104. I try to just go with like some real, what I consider to be like run-of-the-mill vanilla brands. I don't know, maybe Anthropologie is not vanilla, but you know, whatever. Oh, and the length on this I need. Shoulder to hem. I just try to go with something that I think is pretty standard and not like a super weird small size or something, but 55 inches long. But that's also why I include the measurements. So even if my estimates are incorrect, you know, they've got measurements. Shoulder to hem, 55 inches. Okay. Oh, wow. So apparently the last gown that I listed said that the tag did not have a manufacturer name, but the RN listed traces to, and it was a different brand, so I'll just change that. Midnight Romance. Gown has a very similar, no, I'm going to take that out. I had compared the last gown to Olga nightgowns. I'm going to take out that comparison though. No condition issues with this gown. It is in beautiful shape. I try very hard to stay away from the term excellent condition because I feel like that's just a little, like some people have a very specific idea of that. So I try to usually say wonderful condition, great condition, lovely condition, that kind of BS. So it's a little bit more vague, but still descriptive, you know what I mean? All right, changing up my keywords a little bit here. Vintage lace gown, lace negligee, vintage negligee, lace front gown, sexy lingerie. Body silk dress, which is an Olga reference, but I'm going to leave it in there as a keyword because it's not specifically Olga and it kind of is the same family there. Figure flattering, bohemian style, boho style, vintage slip, figure hugging. I'm going to put 1980s lingerie, 1970s lingerie. And then materials, nylon and lace. I'm going to price that at $59 shipped. I was going to do $79, but I don't know. Let's see. I might change it. I don't know. I've decided that it weighs 12 ounces. I do for US shipping, so that kind of does not matter. That only matters when it comes to international shipping. And, you know, most of what I'm selling goes domestically, and the international shipping measurements sort of have a wider range where the price is the same for a wider range than it is for the US ones. All right, next is this cute little nightgown. Let's see. I'm not going to do that to you guys right now. I'm going to go with this Free People shirt, which I actually looked up on Poshmark earlier, listing it on Poshmark. And, you know, so these Free People thermals can go for lots of money for certain styles. To find this particular one, I got really lucky because I just searched on Poshmark for Free People thermal, and that came up pretty early on, and it is the, I'll tell you in a second, because I started my draft for it already. It is the Free People in the Mix cuff thermal, or Free People in the Mix is the thermal name. And just to make sure, because, you know, people get things wrong all the time, so I saw a couple with that name, but then I went and did like a Google search on it, and others did come up, but this came up quite a lot, enough that I feel comfortable using that as the name. So let's see, Free People in the Mix thermal top. Let's see, decorative cuff. Okay. I did not write a description for this earlier. I thought I did, and I thought I was saving you guys a little bit. What size is this? Medium. So what's nice with this is I found a sold listing on Poshmark, so it had the original price filled in already. I usually put 0 as my original price on Poshmark because I don't know. I'm not super concerned about it. I'm listing this for $39. There were a bunch that sold at like $40, $45. There were some that sold lower. There were a couple that sold higher that were new with tags. So I'm going to go with $39 because it's Poshmark, negotiations, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see. Free People in the Mix, thermal. And I'm just going to see if sort of a more generic description comes up. There's a listing here for Macy's. Let's see what they say. Yeah, they have it originally priced at $78 as well. And this color is called Black Combo. So they have a whole bunch of product details. Nothing. All right. I don't copy word for word when I have these other listings, but I do like to kind of draw inspiration, so to speak. My cat is doing weird shit over there. I mean, which is kind of par for the course, but all right, let's see. Free People, In the Mix, Thermal, in black, combo, size medium. This boho style top has long, colorful cuffs with crochet detail and a longer silhouette. That's what we're gonna go with, right? It does? Yeah, some of these shirts come a little bit shorter and a longer perfect for staying cozy on during the chilly fall and winter weather, which we are no longer in. Fun bohemian flair for your casual loungewear looks. I'm pulling this shit out of my ass. This top is in fantastic condition. It has, oh my god, my typing has no holes or stains. Marked size medium. Measures, thankfully, Poshmark limits your characters and I don't have to torture myself as much with the descriptors. I feel like I'm cheating by writing really short ones. All right, so this one measures 29 to 40. Measures 29 inch to 40 inch chest. I know, I keep sticking this in my mouth and then using it in whatever. I don't care. 24 inches. 24 inches shoulder to hem. And I haven't tried this one on yet. I wonder if I'm going to want to keep it. I'm glad that it's, wow, 23.5 inch long sleeves. And 23.5 inch armpit to cuff. Okay, cool. Oh, color black and yeah. Oh yeah, black and purple, right? Kind of. Yeah, there's purple, whatever. Black and a bunch of stuff. Okay, style tags with this new thing with Poshmark. So obviously bohemian because I put that in fucking everything. Let's see. I don't even know what to put as style tags in here. Cozy? No, doesn't seem to come up. Let's see. Loungewear does. They have like pre-filled ones, but if you start typing, it'll show up if there's something else that's being used as well. Bohemian loungewear. And I don't know. We're leaving it at 2 because that's it. That's all I can think of right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that as a draft. Flippity. So fucking hot. All right, I'm gonna do one more for you guys before I end this torture for you. Ha ha ha. I think I started this one up on Depop. Cute little Betsy Johnson number. I know, I got it, Poshmark. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Depop. I did start a draft on this. Let's see what I got. This is a 90s Betsy Johnson, so, and just the style, it's, you know, it seems popular with a younger demographic, which is why I wanted to put it on Depop. All right, let's see. No, not that one. There it is. I have 2 Betsy Johnsons that I need to list right now. Putting them both on Depop. Okay, I'm listing this one for $69 shipped. We're gonna fix our description that I started writing earlier. So Depop does not show the shipping charge until you put the item in your basket or your bag or whatever. So I always put free US ship at the top of the description. Vintage Betsy Johnson velvet burnout mini dress, size P, and then I put extra small in parentheses. Muted dusty colors have a romantic gothic feel. Wine, steel blue, and dark gold velvet over a mesh backing. This adorable 90s mini has a scoop neck, short sleeves, and is very short. Perfect for festivals, clubbing, raves, and if you layer it up a bit, it's even great for more casual wear or wearing to work. I would totally have worn this to work, by the way. Marked size P. This measures like an extra small. I believe it is marked size P, yes. And I have not measured it yet, but I'm assuming that a P is extra small, so we'll see what that is. Let's see. And then I got some hashtags in there, so. All right. Measures. Let's see what the bust is on this. I'm going to style this up tomorrow with some black fishnet kind of stockings, my Doc Martens, which are like a burgundy wine color. Actually, this is not, this is brown. There's no burgundy in this. I don't know, I'm making shit up over here. All right, so it's going to be, this really is small, 33 inch to 38 inch bust. Let's see, measures. And then our waist. $32 to $36. Really? Yeah. Guess so. Okay. And then hips, once again, I want to make sure I have it pretty correct. This is not really as short as I thought it was going to be, although when I get it on my body, it's probably going to be shorter. All right, hips. I'm just going to say 42 because measures. Because that's pretty large for a size extra small, so I'm not going to put a stretchy measurement. All right, across the shoulders, 13 and a half. Let's see. I left that across the shoulder measurement out of something once, and naturally somebody then sent me a message asking me what the measurement was across the back of the shoulders. So now I just always put it in. 34.5 inches long and 34.5 inches shoulder to hem. Now I just saw, I think, yep, you can't see it, I don't think, but there's a run, not really a run, but like somebody pulled the thread out in the back of this. So I'm going to note it now, but everything else is good on that. Let's see. This has a thin run on the back of the left shoulder as shown in slideshow photos. On Depop, you can only add 4 photos and then a video. So what I do for the video is I actually do a slideshow of the remaining things that I like to photograph. So that essentially gives me 14 total photos, which is pretty much exactly what I need. So that's how I do the Depop one. That is that. I did body kind of extra small. Burgundy, I forgot, I gotta change that. So we'll say blue and gold and blue and yellow. Brown, chocolate brown. Make it sound fancier. Okay, so we've got my little keywords in there, my style words that Depop lets you have. They pre-populate options for you. Oh, fuck, no, I just posted that and I did not. No, good. Phew, update draft. Phew. Okay, thank God I didn't have a photo in there. All right, that's all that I'm going to torture you guys with, because that was almost an hour of, Jesus, of 4 things, one of which was like mostly done anyway. Okay. I need to reevaluate a lot of things that I do, apparently. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me and doing this, or whatever you did. I appreciate it. I hope to do better tomorrow. Thanks so much.